All right, turning now to an interesting story that we saw about how Gen Z is changing retail. And if you watch on social media, you have probably already seen what the numbers are showing us. Not only are they more likely to buy influencer peddled items, they're also growing the dupe industry. And dupes are knockoff luxury items. They're not counterfeits. They're just replicates of what luxury items are. So according to Morning Consult, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers here. 49% of Gen Zs buy dupes, and that's compared to 44% of millennials. And influencers, well, they have a lot of influence, and that's what Gen Z sees as a career opportunity. So check this out. 57% of Gen Z say they would be an influencer if they could. So this is really interesting how the influencer culture is changing a lot of things from clothes to careers. With me now is Ellen Briggs. She's a brands analyst at Morning Consult. Ellen, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for being with me.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
All right, Ellen, so the influencer culture we know has started changing things, but when we look at big picture, I mean, how much have they really changed things?
They have changed things in so many ways. Online culture is changing the way that we operate in the real world tenfold, especially on TikTok. In relation to dupes, we observed dupes being a culture online, and we really decided we commissioned a survey. We wanted to understand who's buying dupes, why are they buying them, and what are some of the risks or opportunities for brands that are either being duped or being known as dupes. And we found that a big takeaway, product virality, is extremely important when it comes to what consumers think about when they're buying items today. More than 1/3 of US adults said that a product going viral is important to them when they're considering what to purchase. And that number was much higher among Gen Z and millennials. So really, all adults, but especially young consumers, are paying attention to what's on social media, and it is driving their purchases in a very legit way.
Oh my gosh, I mean, like what they see is what they want. And I wonder how that really impacts retailers, because sometimes, I mean, I'm watching stuff on social media and it's like, check out this Amazon dupe of something that you'll see that's, you know, some high-end thing that maybe the Kardashians wore, and it is all trickling down in different ways. How does this impact retail?
Yeah, so we wanted to answer the question, is this a major problem for brands, something that they should be worried about? We posed that question to consumers. An overwhelming majority of adults said that it's not a major problem for brands to be duped. And what's more, to that end, we asked consumers what words they associate with brands that are frequently duped. And more than anything else, they associated very positive words like trendy, fashionable, even elite. So at the end of the day, it is a nuisance to get duped if you're a brand, but the good news is that the consumer is generally positive on the topic. It increases visibility for your brand, and if they're purchasing a dupe of it now, there's definitely a pathway to them eventually buying the real thing in the future.
Yeah, you know what, Ellen, and what I also see too is that people are not afraid to say, my God, this is a dupe and this is how much I paid for it. It's not like they're trying to pass it off. People are proud to say, I mean, I'm wearing a dupe and I paid less.
Yeah, absolutely. The online culture that's emerged around dupes, especially on TikTok, again, has totally flipped the script as to what is gauche or not gauche. It used to be a little bit of a no-no to wear a non-name brand, but now it's the exact opposite. It's almost a status symbol, a stamp of approval for consumers to say, I'm getting a similar quality product, a similar product for less, and that's something that they're proud of and that they're voicing, not hiding behind.
You know, I think when we talk about older generations, and I'll say I'm a little older generation, I'm Gen X, and you know, look at the boomers, that they can't believe that being an influencer is an actual career choice, and it can be a very lucrative one. But we do see that millennials and especially Gen Z are saying, no, this is what I want to do. This is an actual career path.
Absolutely. That 57% number of Gen Zers that said they want to be influencers in 2023 was on par with the share who said the same in 2019. So this idea, this desire to be an influencer is an enduring one, and it's a fixation for Gen Z. I say us because I am a Gen Z myself, that really spans equally across gender, race, and income bands. And it's just a product simply of us having grown up online, seeing people that we know, people that we have engaged with in real life become influencers, make money off of the content that we post. And beyond that, it's something that we enjoy. Being on social media is an activity that we enjoy. It's a hobby almost. That influencer survey, we also asked Gen Zers how much they like to post videos of themselves online, how much they like to share about brands or products that they like online. And both of those metrics saw major increases between 2019 and 2023 again. So it's just an interest that has always existed, but is really continuing to deepen as time moves on and social media becomes more and more a part of our everyday lives.
Yeah, it's an engagement in an entirely different way. What do you think that different generations don't completely understand about influencers and the fact that, I mean, I think we could see some of these numbers changing as this continues to evolve.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception about influencing that it's not a legit career. It definitely is a legit career. People can make money from it. And more importantly, influencers are an important marketing arm for almost every major brand is online, on social media, using these people to market their products and to reach new consumers. So I think that that narrative will continue to shift. We saw in our study as well Americans' ideas of influencers today are much less defined by vanity metrics like follower count or number of likes per post, and much more associated with broad concepts like simply sharing entertaining content or offering inspiration, sharing ideas. So as time moves on, again, I think that the overall narrative around influencers and public perception of them will continue to trend positively as we make that shift from just a superfluous thing that you do online to something that is a full-time career and that can provide a livable and very nice salary.
Yeah, and also, again, like you're talking about changing the way that companies are marketing their products as well. And it's even extending into politics, where you see politicians are going into social media and influencers online to get their message across in a different way and maybe not using traditional media as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Politicians, athletes, celebrities, influencers, everyday people, social media is an enormous part of our lives. And just like anything else, there are ways to use it to one's gain. So I think that it's going to be around for a while, whether or not whatever public opinion says about it, it's here to stay as much as doctoring or lawyering.
Absolutely. All right, Ellen Briggs, a brands analyst at Morning Consult. Thanks so much for joining me. It's good to see you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. You have a great weekend as well.